Good morning, everyone. It's Tammy here. It's a little echoey, but that's because I am in one of our new offices in the Animal Care Center. And so it's kind of a move-in day. I'll probably take you around on a little tour here, but I really first wanted to say thank you. I cannot believe how quickly you purchased all of our items off the Amazon wish list yesterday for the intern house. Thank you is just from the bottom of our heart, because all that money that you buy for the wish list for the intern house and the animal care center means more of our general operating money that can go directly towards the animals. So thank you for a wonderful, wonderful Christmas gift. And I know I haven't been on live post that much anymore, so I'm gonna try. I think things are slowing down a little bit, but purchasing a new intern house, furnishing it, and building the animal care center on top of working with rescues and sitting on the Big Cat Sanctuary Alliance steering committee, my time has been taken up, but I wanna make sure that you guys know how important you are to me and the cats, and hopefully the next year I get to be more the face of the sanctuary again and have more direct conversations with you guys via live posts and Zoom calls and things like that. So wanted to give you a few updates after first saying thank you. You guys have filled that intern house. That means 9 more interns, and 9 interns get to help the cats here. We still have 2 houses. The other house will house more interns, but also be transitional housing, because when we look ahead for next year, we are wanting to hire a full-time vet to add to our current vet team. We want to add another animal caretaker, and Judson's going to need some help, so we're going to be adding another content provider. And we know how hard it is to find housing in our housing market right now, but also in a rural community. So that other house can be open for staff for transitional housing while they look for housing. Especially, we know how hard it can be renting when you have multiple pets, and especially cats. And most of the people we hire here are animal lovers, obviously, so they have pets too. So that will be wonderful. So this week has been challenging and frustrating. I know last time I was on a live post with all of you, I mentioned we were trying to save a bobcat. And so I want to make sure that I don't ever share too much information that I put an animal at risk, but I kind of want to know what we're going through a little bit. So we received a call from a gentleman who lived in a state where he purchased the bobcat. He was able to legally keep it there. He moved to the state of Wisconsin and did in near city limits and was not able to legally keep the bobcat, but was not aware of that. He chose to take the bobcat for a walk in a public space. The bobcat got spooked and severely bit the owner. The owner was very committed to making sure the bobcat was safe, but he did go to urgent care for his wounds and was turned in by authorities because of their rabies law. So the bobcat was seized, and our first fear was obviously for the safety of the owner who got bit, but secondly, that this bobcat wasn't euthanized and tested for rabies. So we offered our services. We reached out to animal control, the DNR, and the Humane Society over there, talking with the owner. They originally wanted the cat to all be placed with us, but there is some confusion when authorities get involved, especially DNR and things like that, that don't know all the laws. We can understand how confusing it can be. So in many states, if you have wild-born animals, like a bobcat that would be found in the wild and going to be rehabbed and released, they have to stay within state lines in most cases. You don't want to transfer a wild-born bobcat from Wisconsin down to Arizona to rehab and release it. But captive-borns can be placed anywhere. Well, what happened is the bobcat is being saved because the owner got the post-exposure rabies shots. Because even though the bobcat was vaccinated for rabies, wildlife, including captive-born wildlife, rabies vaccines are not recognized. So there hasn't been enough testing to prove that it works. We believe it works. We vaccinate our cats for rabies too, but the law does not recognize it. So the DNR in Wisconsin chose that the cat had to remain within the state, and therefore the cat is going to a non-accredited sanctuary instead of coming to us. But the cat will be well cared for. The facility does not breed and sell, so that is a good thing. We were just hoping, because we have formal quarantine and vet on site, because we do know this animal might have some back leg health issues or hairline fractures, that we could help. So in the end, we are thankful the owner is safe. We're thankful the Bobcat was not destroyed and tested for rabies, and we're thankful that another facility did step up and offer a permanent home to the Bobcat. So not the ending we wanted, but a good outcome still. So the other thing we've been working on that's been in the news several times, is there has been an owner in Michigan who purchased Caracals. She was going to breed African Caracals to sell them as pets. Sadly, they had escaped several times and authorities got involved. So they let her choose to where they were being placed. She did place them, from what we were told, at a USDA licensed facility temporarily, while the city put in a moratorium in place to prohibit wild animals from being owned. She did bring the Caracals back, and on one of the first nights back, another Caracal got out, so the authorities did intervene. We were asked if we would take those Caracals, and of course, as always, just like in the first time, we've reached out to the owner, authorities. We will do it at no cost. We will bring them here to the sanctuary. We would work with the owner, because we know, whether we agree with pet ownership or not, we do know people love these animals. And so we were willing to work with her to see the sanctuary, to maybe even set up a time where she could visit, but she is dead set on getting the animals back. So authorities allowed her again to choose where she was placing them. We have been informed that they're going to an out-of-state unaccredited sanctuary, but licensed sanctuary. The sanctuary does not buy, breed, trade, or sell, which is good, but from the information we've received, if it's accurate, they have agreed to hold on to the cats till she can move where she can be licensed and have them legally, and then she will get them back. Right now, we do know that the cats are in heat, and we hope that the facility that takes them in does not allow them to breed, because we don't need more animals in captivity, especially if the intent is to sell them to the pet market. So again, we're disheartened, and I think the best thing we can do is continue to educate authorities that accredited sanctuaries are a resource. We're not here to give them headaches and lectures. We're here to make sure that they don't have that problem again, because when they first allowed the owner to place them, look at the problem came back. She might move somewhere else with these Caracals, and sadly, they might get out again, and the problem can just happen again. And the reality is, what we want to let people know is, we're not here to vilify people that have made these choices. We're here to be a solution. So I can't tell you how upset the Bobcat owner was when he thought his Bobcat might get euthanized and tested for rabies. He felt horrible. He loves this animal, whether, like you said, you agree with wild animal ownership or not. And so I want to really express my opinion and hopes for the Caracal owner that, as much as she loves them, if they've gotten out so much, not only could they have gotten hit by a car, not only could have somebody have stolen them and she'd never get them back, that now we're in the deeps of winter, especially in Michigan, they could have froze to death or starved to death. In worst case, authorities can come in at any time, assuming that animal is at large and could have bit somebody, and euthanized and tested that cat for rabies. So all these put the cats at risk. And so if you really love the animals, I want you to look at the long term and look at what the cats need, not necessarily what you need from the cats. And that's a hard thing to do when we love animals so much, because we get a lot from them in return. So that's a little bit of my soapbox, what I've been through this week. We had 2 teams set up to go to 2 different states to help 5 cats total. They fall through, they often fall through because we don't get to choose the final placement, even though we're asked to help and be ready and get the sanctuary set up for quarantine and new animals coming in, and stage our crates, our, staffing, all that's needed, the vet days and vet intake exams, all that gets planned and then it doesn't come to fruition. But that's kind of what we do here. We always want to be ready to help animals. We can't be the ones that go screaming and kicking at authorities for making decisions that we necessarily wouldn't. But I do, and I'm happy that these animals all are going to be cared for. We just really wish they would have ended up at an accredited sanctuary and a home for life that has all the resources necessary for what they may need. So that's a little bit of what I've been doing. And I really just want to take you on a quick tour here of the Animal Care Center, but also really just say thank you, wish you a happy holidays, a Merry Christmas. We know it is a wonderful time of year where people open their hearts and give. So definitely, if you haven't given your year-end gift, make that tax-deductible donation now. Don't miss that opportunity. Our wish list, I put more things on it because guess what? Once you filled the intern house, we now have to fill the new Animal Care Center. And so many people have already helped with hospital equipment, sponsoring rooms, and now we need those kind of office supplies. So over the next few weeks, as we move in, we'll be doing live posts and updating that wish list for everything from pen holders to recycle bins, inboxes, all that little stuff that does add up if we have to use our operating money. But we're so thankful that all of you step up and help because you are a huge part of this project. And we want to thank our founding members. Our next Uproar issue will be going out in January. And in there, we'll be thanking those founding members that made this building possible. This building has been a labor of love. We've seen every obstacle we can due to COVID, supply chain issues, rural living, labor shortages, back orders. So much has been on back order, but we're in the home stretch and we're really excited what this is going to provide for us and the cats here at the sanctuary. So definitely stay tuned as we move in. But today I'll give you another glimpse of what we're doing, and then kind of we have some really exciting things, but we have to wait till we move in, where we want our mission and vision that you support and that you are a part of, really the center of this building. So everything from life-size vinyl graphics of those wonderful photos Judson and others taken of our cats on the walls, similar to what you've seen sometimes in animal shelters, so that we get to see them even when we're in the office, to text of our mission and vision and our strategic anchors on the walls everywhere, so that anybody that walks through, and when we're here in the office, we are always looking at the mission and vision, our strategic anchors, what drives the sanctuary. And then of course, we want all of our donor plaques and founding member signs posted because people deserve a thank you. And as we walk through these walls, we need to be reminded and celebrate that we could not have done it without all of you, without all the founding members who made this possible, everybody that sponsored a room, sponsored furniture, and things like that. So we're just forever grateful, and we will do a recap of everything you've helped us accomplish over the last year, and then our vision for 2022 and how you can be a part of it. So definitely stay tuned. Until then, have a wonderful holiday, and I'm going to put my mask on because I'm going out, and then I'll take you on a quick kind of updated tour of where the building is right now. So I am in the second story looking out at our quarantine area. And I'm in Kelly and Teresa's office. So our break room, we're just kind of finishing. The tables and things will go in today. Artwork and things on the wall will be the last, but we're going to need TVs here. We want people to be able to see the live posts even when they're here working. I mean, the one thing you guys might forget is that when we do vet days and do live posts and things, you see it before the rest of the caretakers see it because they're out working with the cats. So if we can have live stream in here as well, they can see everything Judson's doing, and then as well as anything going on in the hospital. So Judson's office and media intern's office, we're definitely getting there. Plenty of storage for his equipment. We're investing in new equipment so that we can hopefully one day have live streams. something you might think is boring, but we think is awesome. We finally have a parking lot. We have never had one at the sanctuary, and we park anywhere we can find. So this will definitely declutter the sanctuary and open up space for other things that we needed where we were parking. We're also going to need some training tables and a large screen TV in the learning room. This is where we're going to do education for the interns, as well as staff members. This is more training opportunities. And so this is the last thing we furnished because we really wanted to move in and see what we need. The caretaker and facilities office, we're getting lockers put up for storage. But they have plenty of space, so that's kind of like a little bar counter where all their laptops can go. You'll see on the wish list today, I have a round table to go here so that they have a collaborative working area. And I'll be putting some shelves and stuff on the wish list so all their radios can go. We also have boxes of rugs because they have muddy boots, and we'll be putting rugs all the way under all the counters so that they can definitely come upstairs, make it durable, do what they need to do before they go downstairs. We have a restroom up here. We are stocking their break room right now, and thank you for people who've bought the microwaves and all the dishes and everything. We have a sponsor, one of our donors sponsored this break room and has really helped. Hello! We are in the big room here. So this is going to be our conference center. And we are going to have all of the training tables and conference center here. We're going to have a plug-in fireplace because this room is kind of the biggest room and with the biggest windows out overlooking the sanctuary. It gets pretty cold in here. But this is where all of our meetings will take place when we have full staff, and then it's large enough that we can be COVID compliant. We have a 75-inch TV going there for PowerPoint presentations. We're putting together some storage. The overnight quarters are just starting to get put together. They'll have actually a full-size bed. Most of our caretakers that spend the night have been sleeping in super singles. And they'll have a little desk to work on, and we have a TV mount. So when they're overnight, doing overnight coverage, they can have some comforts of being here. And we can never have too much overnight coverage because we are here 24/7, 365 days a year. And this is the second bedroom we're just setting up right now. And then they have their overnight shower and bathroom too. So our phones got put in, which is exciting because Lynette and those couldn't move over without all the phones going in. I'm excited because I'm already planning where we're going to put those life-size wall decals of our cats. But the artwork and all that will be the last to go in. And we're starting to get things together for the downstairs break room. You can see it is a construction site. We have all the boxes of blinds. We're putting break room table and furniture together. And then a few of us have just kind of moved in temporarily until we get all the offices set up. It is a disaster zone, but I will tell you, it is coordinated chaos. We are really excited about everything that's taking place here to finish up the buildings. Can never have enough bathrooms. And then next week, we will be moving in to the new hospital. We were waiting for some electric to get finished up. And I'm going to take a step back here so we can see. So this is much larger than our hospital was before. You can see the huge viewing room window. We are waiting to move in, and then the AV IT company comes to set up those cameras that will be closed circuit TV out to the viewing room, and then also things that we can broadcast live. We're definitely had to memorialize Scarlett because Scarlett's veterinary hospital. So our girl Scarlett, who needed the vet center so much, will definitely be displayed up on the walls. And then we're thankful for so many donors. We've been able to purchase centrifuges. We have a new monitoring system, portable anesthesia coming. We have dental processor and dental coming. We are still trying to raise about 15,000 to 20,000 for an ultrasound, but that's our last really big piece. And then we'll be posting a wish list for all the small items that are needed in here to fulfill this. But we're so happy that there's even going to be desk space, because right now our veterinarians just do all their laptop and work on the surgery tables in the old hospital. And we have a VTROF table coming, a heated VTROF table, along with our big table that was donated from one of our sponsors. So thank you guys so much. Rescue Bay is still our incoming storage area. So Rescue Bay will be here. We had a local EMTs donated these gurneys, and we've got pads for them, because what we learned is they work great for big cat spays or abdominal surgeries, because the bars come up and the cat can be on its back, the bars hold them. Vets can get all the way around for the spay, where our big table is pretty big. So we're really excited about that. And we have signage that will still be going around the sanctuary to go with everything. So it is coming together. As always, we have to make a bigger mess before we can make it all happen, but I would assume by the end of January, you're gonna see us in here filled and putting on the finishing touches, like the donor signs and the cat decals. And this is the viewing room, but we don't have our chairs in there yet. We also had a donor go down to a big auction at the university and got us a lot of office chairs at a really good price. So when people come in, this is the main room. Yesterday, you guys bought 2 couches. We have a coffee table coming. We have like a donor table. And then we still have on the wish list that's going to go up here, kind of cubbies. And that's for our t-shirts for sale for when we do have donors or volunteer days. But what I'm most excited about is this huge wall. So we want to put Mohan's life-size face here. We want to put our mission and vision statements up there. And then on these 2 walls, we want to put all the founding members' designation. And then we'll have plaques outside each room that was sponsored by an individual, so that they can be recognized. And we still have some of our deck furniture coming. We had another donor that sponsored the catio, a donor that sponsored the front porch welcome area, and a donor that sponsored durable furniture for out here that will be coming in the spring. And so it is coming together, and then we'll be putting our logo up here with Animal Care Center sign that has the verbiage from our top donor who got to kind of do a recognition. And so we're really excited. But I will tell you, whether you're the largest donor of this project or somebody that's just helping us by filling it, by getting a couple things for the offices, it is all important, and it all is so meaningful because it is coming together. It is what we've envisioned for such a long time. And then we will be moving on to that building, which is the food prep building, and doubling the size of the food prep and storage over there, because we're outgrowing it with over 130 cats. You know, it's continuing to be something we have to expand so that daily operations go more smoothly. So thank you guys for being a part of it. I hope this is my Christmas gift to you, to show you where your funding has helped us so extremely much and how impactful it is for me to see, and how impactful it's going to be for all the residents that reside here at the sanctuary.